there's not a webinar that goes by where I don't hear the words billable hour. It's kind of the elephant that's ever present in the room, and I think the cause for a lot of troubles within the law. I've had people say to me, why would I want to save time? I can bill for it. And that kind of mentality, I think, puts up all these obstacles that prevent law firms curating more technology and doing things efficiently, because it's all about the billable hour and racking up as many hours as possible. So I think that's one of the key cultures that perhaps has to change.
I mean, I think on that one as well, it's interesting what you say, Jens, about there being all this different technology. And I think having stepped outside law for myself and having my own business, I've sort of realized how much more technology there is out there in the world, despite the fact I don't have a big company or anything. You just realize what's actually available. And I think talking about the billable hour, this is a huge issue, because as a lawyer, it's kind of drummed into you that your whole efficiency, your bonus, everything it's related back to how many hours you're charging. And so, actually, even something like putting in the time and effort and investment in time, in relation to finding new systems which work better for you, is something you can't afford to do, because in the short term, you won't be billing as much, and then you'll be penalized for that. So it's like the whole system has to change in terms of how people are viewing their time. And, anything which you're not charging for as a lawyer always feels like a bit of a waste. And that's a mentality which needs to change as well. Also, because as you get more senior, you need to get good at winning clients. You need to get good at BD. So actually suddenly out of nowhere, you're expected to have these skills when actually you probably haven't really had any time or opportunity to develop them. I mean, the whole system is a bit questionable in that sense.
Yeah. So the billable hours is one problem. And I think another problem is the image of the lawyer. What are the success factors that are driving success in lawyers? And often the view that is sort of conveyed through law school and also in law firms is that it all starts and ends with your legal expertise. But what is being missed then is that legal expertise is absolutely necessary, but it's not sufficient. You need to have all the skills that facilitate that in terms of being organized time-wise, in stress management, in being able to instill trust in clients and leadership and all those things. There are a lot of soft skills that are not provided in law school and in a very, very small scale in law firms, certainly insufficient. And law school in general is a poor preparation for work in a law firm. So when you look at the research on stress levels in lawyers, you see that there's a bump initially in the career, because you have a gap between law school and law firm. So that is kind of disorienting the first couple of years before you sort of land on your feet. So you do learn these things, but you learn them the hard way, the inefficient way, which is really poor. But really the over focus on legal skills, which I'm not really downplaying at all, but it's not sufficient in itself, and really should be providing a lot more training in all these other skills that I think are not provided anywhere in the whole talent management cycle from law school to partnership.